In 1978, 918 people drank poison on command and died smiling. They weren't mentally ill. They weren't uneducated. Many of them had college degrees, professional careers, and loving families. And the terrifying part? Psychologists say the same thing could happen to almost anyone, including you. This is how cults reprogram the human brain. Ask anyone on the street, would you ever join a cult? Every single person will say no. And that's exactly the problem. Because cult researchers have studied thousands of members over decades, and they found something that should make you uncomfortable. The average cult member is above average intelligence. They tend to be idealistic, educated, and emotionally open. In other words, the best qualities a human being can have are also the exact qualities that make you a target. Dr. Margaret Singer, one of the world's leading cult psychologists, spent 40 years interviewing former members. Her conclusion was this: there is no personality profile that predicts who will join a cult. Under the right circumstances, anyone can be recruited. So what are those circumstances? And more importantly, how does it actually work inside your brain? Let's break it down. It almost never starts with doctrine. It starts with love. Cult researchers call it love bombing, the systematic flooding of a new recruit with attention, warmth, and validation. Imagine you just moved to a new city. You're lonely. You're searching for meaning. Then a group approaches you, and within hours, you feel more accepted than you have in years. They remember your name, they laugh at your jokes, they tell you you're special, that you've been chosen. Your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same chemical that makes you trust your mother, your best friend, your partner. And it's being deliberately manufactured. Here's the thing about the human brain. It cannot easily distinguish between genuine love and performed love. Once bonded, the critical thinking part of your mind, the prefrontal cortex, starts going offline. You're not thinking anymore. You're feeling. This is phase 1. And most people never even notice it happened. Former cult member and psychologist Stephen Hassan spent years studying the psychological architecture of cults. He developed what's called the bite model, 4 dimensions of control that work together like a psychological cage. B, behavior. I, information. T, thought. E, emotion. Let's go through each one. Behavior control. The cult begins controlling your physical reality. What you eat, when you sleep, who you spend time with. Small rules at first, easy to rationalize, but every rule you follow is a micro-submission. And micro-submissions stack. Within months, your entire daily life is dictated by someone else, and it feels completely normal. Information control. Cut off outside information, and you cut off outside reality. Members are discouraged, or outright forbidden, from reading critical news, talking to former members, or questioning the leader. This creates what psychologists call an information bubble. But unlike social media algorithms, this one is enforced by social shame and fear. Thought control. This is where it gets truly disturbing. Cults install what researchers call thought-terminating cliches, pre-packaged phrases that short-circuit doubt the moment it appears. A member starts questioning the leader. That's your ego talking. Let it go. Something feels wrong? That's Satan testing your faith. These phrases don't answer questions. They make questioning feel like a moral failure. Over time, the member stops generating critical thoughts at all. Emotion control. Fear and guilt are the primary tools. The cult creates a bipolar emotional world. Ecstatic highs when you comply, crushing shame when you deviate. Your emotional regulation becomes completely dependent on the group's approval. Leave the cult in your mind, even for a moment, and you feel terror, emptiness, unworthiness. Stay, and you feel love, purpose, salvation. It's a feedback loop designed by psychology. whether the cult leader understands the science or not. Let's look at two cases that show exactly how this plays out in real life. Jim Jones started as a charismatic preacher in Indiana. He offered racial equality in the 1950s, a radical and genuinely noble message. He built real community. He fed the hungry. He was beloved. But over time, the bite model tightened. Members moved to a jungle compound in Guyana, isolated from the world. Information was controlled. Dissent was punished publicly. Loyalty was tested through rehearsed suicide drills they called White Nights. By the time November 18, 1978 arrived, 918 people had been so thoroughly conditioned that when Jones said drink, most of them did. The FBI recordings from that day are some of the most chilling documents in human history. Members can be heard saying, "Thank you, Father," as they died. 918 people. Not weak, not stupid. Systematically dismantled, over years, by psychology. Marshall Applewhite convinced 38 highly intelligent adults that a spacecraft was hiding behind the Hale-Bopp comet, coming to take them to the next level of existence. Members included a former music teacher, a nurse, a chess prodigy. They left behind goodbye videos, calm, cheerful, certain. Then they ate pudding laced with phenobarbital and vodka, and lay down in matching Nike shoes. Investigators who watched those videos described them as the most unsettling footage they had ever seen. Not because the members seemed scared, because they seemed completely at peace. So why does this work? 3 neurological reasons. First, the brain hates uncertainty. When life feels chaotic, it actively searches for certainty and structure. Cults offer both on a silver platter. Second, belonging is a biological need. Isolation from your group triggers the same brain regions as physical pain. The need to belong is not a weakness. It's survival wiring from 100,000 years of evolution. Cults weaponize it. Third, once you've invested time, money, and identity into a belief system, admitting it's wrong becomes psychologically catastrophic. It's called sunk cost, and it keeps people inside even when part of them knows something is wrong. The exit feels like losing everything. The exit feels like dying. So the brain chooses to stay. So here's what cult researchers want you to know. The antidote is not intelligence. You already have that. The antidote is awareness. Any group that controls information, punishes doubt, demands absolute loyalty, and cuts you off from outside relationships is showing you the bite model in action. It doesn't have to be a jungle compound. It can be a wellness community, a political movement, a business network, a relationship. The pattern is always the same. Now you know what to look for. If this made you think, subscribe. Next week, the Stanford prison experiment, when ordinary people became monsters in just 6 days. That one will change how you see yourself.